Welcome. Let me tell you a tale, the origins of a Halloween tradition, the Jack-o'-lantern. The story originates in Ireland, and it's a tale about someone named Stingy Jack of the Lantern. As the story goes, several centuries ago in Ireland, there lived a mean, old drunk known as Stingy Jack. Jack was called stingy because he would never donate to the poor and needy, nor would he hand out treats to children solely on All Hallows Eve. Jack was a bad man. He had no faith in God, no love of neighbor, and he would never go to church on holy days of obligation. He was as evil as he was cunning, known throughout the land as a great deceiver with the smile of a malicious trickster and the glowing glare of a devilish manipulator. One Halloween night, Satan overheard the tale from the living and the dead of Jack's evil ways. Unconvinced and envious of these rumors, the original fallen angel went to find out for himself whether or not Jack lived up to this vile reputation, the collection of his soul to drag him to hell, to suffer eternally in its envious, tormenting flames. Typical of Jack, he was wandering aimlessly drunk through the countryside. That night, when he came upon a rotting corpse laying on the side of the cobblestone path. As Jack drew closer, seeking to loot something off the body, he noticed the eerie grimace on the face. The eyes popped open, glowing like fire, as it turned out to be the ancient serpent in the flesh. Upon this revelation, Jack quickly sobered up, realizing this was the end. Satan had finally come to collect his malevolent soul. Jack made one last request. He asked Satan, "Would you spare my soul to hell with you only after some cider ale?" Finding no reason not to deny the quest, Satan took Jack to the local pub and supplied him with many pitchers of ale. Upon quenching his thirst, Jack asked Satan to pay the tab on the ale, much to Satan's surprise. Jack convinced Satan to transform into a coin to pay the bartender. Satan did so, impressed by Jack's unyielding evil deeds. Stingy Jack stuck the coin into his pocket, which also contained a silver crucifix. The crucifix presence kept Satan from escaping his form. This forced Satan to strike a deal with Jack. In exchange for Satan's freedom, he had to spare Jack's soul for 10 years. 10 years later, on Halloween night, Jack found himself once again in Satan's presence. Jack happened upon Satan in the same setting as before, and he seemingly accepted it was his time to go to hell, to eternally suffer in the fires of damnation. As Satan prepared to take his immortal soul to the great abyss, drunken Jack asked if he could have one apple to feed his starving belly. Foolishly, Satan once again agreed to this request. As Satan climbed up the branches of a nearby apple tree, Jack carved the sign of the cross into the trunk of the tree and placed crucifixes all around the tree. Satan demanded his release, frustrated at the fact that he had been entrapped again. As Jack did before, he made a demand that his soul never be taken by Satan, nor enter into his dark kingdom of eternal suffering. Satan agreed. Jack removed the crucifixes, and the devil was set free. Eventually, the drinking took its toll on Jack's liver, and he died. Flaky Jack's soul prepared to enter eternal paradise through the pearly gates of heaven. St. Peter stopped Jack and told him that he was not allowed in heaven because he died in a state of mortal sin because of his evil ways of deceitfulness and drunkenness. Jack fell to earth so fast that he crashed into the great abyss of hell. He then went down to the gates of hell and begged for admission into this world of suffering fires. Satan refused to take his soul because of the trouble Jack would cause him in hell. He sent Jack away doomed to roam the world, looking for somewhere to rest because of the darkness in his soul. He couldn't see anything. Jack begged God to allow the devil for one piece of fire from hell to light his way to find rest for his soul. God permitted, and Satan gave Jack a hollowed pumpkin with an ember of hellfire in it to light his way. Jack prowls around the world, seeking a place of eternal rest and warning others of the possibility of the damnation of their immortal souls in the suffering fires of hell. From that day until eternity's end, Jack dwells restlessly between the plains of heaven and hell, and only an ember from hell inside a hollow pumpkin to light his way while he roams throughout the world, seeking to warn others against their sinful ways, especially ones of deceit and drunkenness.